Law school is, I think, a great education. And I said earlier, I think law school really helps you think. It really helps you to think analytically. It helps you to recognize that you shouldn't accept things for what they are, and you should always ask questions, and you should always challenge things. And that's what the law is. I mean, we make new law, lawyers, because we challenge what the existing law is. And I think that's something you get from law school. So I think that when young people are considering their options in life and what do they want to do they want to do a postgraduate degree? Do they want to go into business? Do they want to do medicine? I think one of the things that they absolutely should consider is law school. And whether or not you end up being a lawyer, whether or not you end up being a practicing lawyer, I think the education you receive is wonderful in law school. I also think there's a great network that you make when you go to law school. And I think one of the things that young people should do when considering law school or any professional designation is to make sure you keep in touch with that network, because you never know where anybody's going to end up. And some of my closest friends I made in law school, and they're still very good friends today. And whether a business opportunity arises out of that or not, they're wonderful friends that have common interests. So I think it's important. Pro bono activity, I think, is very important. And we're lucky as a firm. We have an opportunity to take on pro bono activity, and our firm recognizes it, and if associates work on it, their hours are counted towards their billable targets. So it's a really wonderful thing that we can do that. In my pro bono activity, when I first started out, I was working with a gentleman at my old firm who was sitting on a charitable foundation called the Royal Mahendra Trust. And it was a trust that was a foundation that was formed to provide preservation of wildlife in Nepal. And I had the opportunity to help him with a few matters relating to that corporation, and then I became a member of that board, and I sat on that board for a while, and we had a couple fundraisers where we had some silent auctions, and it was just a really wonderful experience to be able to give back to, a community that I for one had never been to, and I didn't really have an interest in before speaking with this individual, but certainly it was a wonderful opportunity, and I really did enjoy it. Some of the other things I do, which are pro bono in the sense of they're professional organizations that I sit on. One of them is a Turnaround Management Association. I sit on the board of that, and that's a professional organization that's dedicated to providing networking and education to turnaround professionals. And that's a real great opportunity to sit on as well, and you give back. I've been on the education committee, and I participated in continuing legal education programs, and I've also been on a sponsorship committee. We do seek sponsors from the community, as well as on the, there's a newsmaker dinner that happens every year. It's this November 17th this year, and we sit on that. I've sat on that committee as well, and you help people organize that. So it's a wonderful thing to give back.